Yo, what is up, guys? Gablinu back with another ESO build video. A lot of you know I've been kind of taking a hiatus from ESO. Today I made my entry back into the game. Still planning on focusing ESO and Destiny 2 content. However, today I got a nice DK video for you. Let's get into it. I am a Breton DK. These are my attributes. As you can see, these are the rough stats, and a little bit ago you just saw them fully buffed. Well, I say fully buffed, but not quite with one of the sets we're running. Next, we are running the Warrior as our Mundus stone, or Zogas for our food, Vampire Stage 3 as always. You could run Jewels of Misrule if you want. Moving on to the gear. So, I wanted to do something with some sets that I've used before, in a little bit of a different manner, however. Anyone who has seen my previous Stam 2H Sword and Board DK will probably be somewhat familiar with this gear setup. Anyways, running Kjalnars for the monster gear. Kind of niche, not something really you'll see on DK really probably ever, but I've been having a lot of fun with this certain setup. I would by no means say this is a meta setup, but it still performs extremely well. However, most of the gear is pretty much meta. Trainee, chest piece. For our first set on the back bar, we're running Daedric Trickery, 2 medium in pen, 1 heavy reinforced. We are running 2 swords back bar, dual wield, both defending, 1 with the flame and 1 with the poison. This helps sustain DK whenever we proc these status effects. We gain sustain back. For our front bar, we are running a Lightning Staff of Oakfather's Retribution sharpened with the weapon damage enchant. So this is where this build kind of starts to get a little different than my Sword and Board 2H build that I had. Reason being is nowadays you really don't see a lot of Lightning Staffs or Staves on DK anymore. It's mostly dual wield, and well, if there is a staff, it's Ice Staff back bar. But I wanted to go and do something a little different. Even though this build I can still consider melee, we are running the Lightning Staff to proc our Kjalnars a little bit better. But anyways, Lightning Staff, 2 rings infused, both with weapon and spell damage enchants, and the belt, light, Oakfather's in pen. This is the best spot to put your one Oakfather's piece because belt is the lowest armor. Next is Satan Seducer with a reduced health and magic cost. Well, reduce magic, health, and stamina cost, I should say. That being said, I have really great sustain on this build. However, I am a Breton, so I could probably take this off and just put more damage. In any case, I will get into kind of the skills and why I'm running it the way I do. However, if you don't want to run the Lightning Staff, you could just easily put a 2H Maul here, and I will show you the skill setup for that in a second. Moving on to skills, we're running Fiery Soul. This is the soul magic new spammable that everyone loves, or burst heal. I'm running flame damage since DK gets 5 or 10% bonus to flame damage if I recall correctly, and 600 mag and stam restored whenever we cast this ability. Plus we get brutality, clearing the need to put a brutality buff on our bar. Super helpful. Molten Whip as always, bread and butter, no point of taking it off. It's here to stay probably for, well, probably a really long time until something burstier comes along, but I don't see that really being the case. Noxious Breath for our armor reduction, also does a fat poison dot for us. Venomous Claw will proc the guaranteed poison status effect for us, so that's also super nice and helpful. Shattering Rocks, standard DK stun that heals us. Take Flight as our front bar ulti. Moving on to the back bar, we got Quick Cloak. We are running the new Cauterize. So I heard about this in the patch notes before the update dropped, and I had to say, as soon as I saw this, it was like, no brainer, this is fucking OP as fuck. Just shreds for DK, quite frankly. I mean, I'm not saying it's a good or a bad. I mean, it's a great change for DKs, but I can feel how strong it is stepping back into my first day on on ESO after like a 2-month break. It is insane. And this build overall, while I've been playing it, I don't know if it's just me having taken a break from the game, but man, this build either shreds or the player base got worse, or I don't know. Something's changed, and I've just been having tons of fun on this. Even though it's not really a meta setup, it's just super fun, and it works really well. Anyways, moving on, Resolving Vigor for our minor resolve, Coag for our burst heal, Hardened Armor for our damage resist. It also gives us a nice little damage shield, and Corrosive. Optional back bar, you could run Shifting Standard instead of Corrosive. I really don't use Corrosive here on this build anyways. With Oak Fathers, we have so much penetration, I don't really see a point. So in any case, you could run Shifting Standard here for group utility, and, you know, just get that major defile for your teammates. However, going back to the alternate setup here, sorry, in combat with that dummy. Anyways, going back to the alternate setup here for 2H, if you wanted to, because I know that some people may not like running the Kjalnars, I should say. I'd pretty much leave all of this the same. However, we are going to ditch Venomous Claw. We're going to put forward Momentum on Dizzying Swing with an Execute. I have to say, I think the staff probably does more damage. 2H on DK is very niche nowadays, and quite frankly, is completely outperformed by dual wield setups. So, do with that what you will. In any case, I'd keep the back bar pretty much the same, and this is what your front bar would look like. Moving on to the CP side of things, we are running, we're running Exploiter. As always with DK, whenever we hit a whip on a stunned enemy, we gain off balance, which gives us 10% more damage. Resilience for crit resist, duelist rebuff, single target, damage reduction, and fighting finesse for that crit. Probably wouldn't change anything up here. If you wanted to, you can. For instance, if you're changing up this build and you don't, or however, you have someone that has a Rallying Cry in your group, you could take Resilience off if you wanted and put some more damage stuff here. But moving on to the red tree, we're running Survival Instincts, Sustained by Suffering, Pain's Refuge, and Celerity. Now, since I am running Quick Cloak, you could probably take Celerity off, and a CP that I still really like is Peace of Mind. Just gives you extra sustain while you have crowd control immunity, which is super helpful. I mean, sustain's always good to have. But in any case, I just wanted to do a quick run through. Like I said, back on ESO for the first time in a while. And, you know, it feels pretty good. I'm liking the new update. I heard really not a lot had changed, which is actually somewhat of a good thing since I feel like we're in a pretty decent patch right now. But anyways, kind of touching on why, however, I am using the Lightning Staff Kjalnars. Something that I wanted to explain because I feel like people would probably see is that it's kind of strange. The reason why I went Lightning Staff instead of anything else is because I feel like with the way that we are using Kjalnars, we're trying to maximize that damage from the bow. Since a lot of our stunning either comes from leap or fossilize, it actually makes a whole lot of sense to go a ranged option, in my opinion, compared to a melee option with this, seeing as I can start building stacks far away from the target, and as I get closer, I can now fossilize and whip, then leap, or vice versa. Let's say I see somebody weak and I want to start building stacks on them. I can essentially do that and then leap in and then proc that fifth one to get the skeleton hand to do the damage rather than the stun. So all in all, super fun build, super great. If you really don't want to run Kjalnars and you're looking for something more meta, go ahead and pick up Bloodspawn's Mask, or Bloodspawn I should say. Really just bread and butter DK, you know, same old guys. The gear here really isn't anything crazy. I'm sure a lot of you guys watched my previous video for the 2H sword and board. It's all the same shit, really. Just kind of a different way of playing it if you're interested. In any case, thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, you know, feel free to like, sub, whatever. We're almost at 1,000 subs. I think we're at like 970. 30 subs away from hitting the year-end goal of 1,000. So if you did enjoy the video, I would appreciate a sub. And like I said, I'm going to focus a lot more ESO and Destiny 2 content. So guys, don't get worried if you see me maybe do 2 Destiny uploads and then a week later do an ESO video. Both games to make build videos and just videos in general do take some time. And I do have a full-time job, so I'm not always playing. Typically do the most of my recording and editing on the weekends, typically on Sundays, and from there kind of develop plans to post build videos while I think about what to make during the week. So don't get worried if you see 2 Destiny videos and then 1 ESO video and then back to 1 Destiny video or anything. I'm still going to focus a lot on ESO. It's just that at the time, about a month and a half ago, I did see a huge drop in the player base, and PvP was looking kind of grim for me. You know, there really wasn't any fights to 1vx on or anything like that. But it feels a lot better now. I heard it got a lot better since then, so that's why I kind of came back to ESO at the time I did. In any case, like I said, Gablinu, thanks for watching, really appreciate you guys' support, and we will see you on the next one.
Get a few more over here.
Got one. Oh my god. A little